What happens when you feel nothing after a loss? You're expected to fall apart. You're expected to cry. You're expected to collapse, absolutely break. But instead, there's nothing. Well, they have a name for that. They call it absent grief, and it scares people half to death. Hey friends, my name is Sharon. I'm the founder of the Grief School. The Grief School is the place where healing begins. And if you feel numb after a major loss, I need you to hear me, and I want you to hear me clearly. Numb does not mean you did not love them. Numb does not mean you're not grieving. It doesn't mean you're not feeling. It means that you're numb. Absent grief is when you experience little to no emotional distress after a significant loss. And let me tell you something, it happens a lot, and it happens a lot to women. You're not hysterical, you're not sobbing, you're not outwardly grieving, and you also are getting judged for that. Sorry, but that's the truth. You're just flat. You're flatline. It can feel wrong. People might even say, I'm so surprised you're handling this so well. I can't even imagine. If it were me, I'd be on the ground in a fetal position. But inside you're thinking, why am I not reacting? Why am I like this? Why am I so calm? And here's what's actually happening. Numbness is not the absence of grief. Let me say that again. Numbness is not the absence of grief. It is protection. It is protection. It's the common reason absent grief can show up. Shock. Your nervous system is overwhelmed and you're ready to shut it down, or you've already shut it down. Avoidance. The pain feels too big, so your brain is limiting access to this pain. It won't let you go there because it's too emotional. It's an emotional overload. If you've had multiple losses stacked on top of each other, and they may not have all been death, your system may not have the capacity for this one. Other stressors may be a part of this. You were divorced and now he died. You have financial stress, you divorced, now he died. You have health issues. You're having problems with your parents. Your body is already maxed out. Alcohol and drug abuse may be another part that's playing a part in this. If you're avoiding and using alcohol instead of processing these emotions, may be another reason. You may have a distance from the loss. They were on deployment. They live far away. They're not present. You haven't seen them in a long time. They were someone famous and you never met them. These all count. They all count. They're not random. This is your nervous system's response. What absence grief is not. It is not proof that you did not care. It is not proof that you are cold. It is not proof that you are strong. You're so strong, you're handling this. It is not proof that you're doing this grief better than you thought. It's a delay to the grief system. It's a delay to your grief system. And here's the part people don't talk about. Here's the part that I want to talk about today, because people quite often don't talk about this. Absent grief does not often stay absent. I'm going to say that again so the people in the back can hear me. Absent grief doesn't always stay absent. It's waiting. It's waiting for you, and it will wait. Sometimes months, sometimes years, and then something small will crack it open. The way you heard that song, that smell, walking down the hallway at the hospital, a birthday, a random Tuesday, and suddenly it's there. Not because you failed, but because your system finally had the space. It finally has the space to allow this grief out. If you're numb right now, do not force yourself to perform grief, because that won't help. Don't pretend like you're grieving, but don't ignore it either. Do not bypass it if it shows up. I want you to create space. Create space for containment. Create space to contain this grief. Talk about the facts. Notice your body. Pay attention to what you are avoiding. Pay attention to when you are avoiding. Pay attention to every time you say their name. How does that make you feel? Girl, if more than anything you need to grieve that shit, it's now, and this is the loss. Even if it starts slow, even if it feels like nothing at first, numbness is not the end of your grief. The grief will show up. It is often the beginning of something. It is the beginning of something that is going to happen down the road. Okay. Many years ago, I was in the hospital room with my cousins and my uncle and my mom, and my aunt was very sick, and she passed away. And I helped with the funeral. I helped plan it. I helped get all the food together. I got all of the things together that we needed. All right. The funeral was over. I was raised with this aunt. I had a nickname for her. And we went everywhere together as a family. We'd be over there all the time. She was a beautiful, beautiful soul. And after the funeral was over, I got up, I got dressed, and I dusted myself off, and I went to living my life. I had 2 small children, and that was my job. I was to go and live my life. 8 months, almost 8 months to the day. It was a random Tuesday. I had just dropped my kids off at school. I wasn't even thinking about her. And I was driving down this long stretch of highway, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I got filled with the spirit of her. And my heart started to hurt so bad. I had to pull my car over, and I began to cry like she had just died at that moment. I knew for a fact I was crying for her. I knew for a fact it was grief for her. It was absent grief that I never allowed to enter my heart and soul from 8 months prior. Friends, don't be surprised if all of a sudden you show up somewhere and all of a sudden you're grief-stricken. Just because you're numb, just because you have no outward signs of your inward emotions at this time does not mean that it's not coming. Hey, I'm Sharon Brubaker. I'm the owner of the Grief School, and I'd be honored to sit and talk with you about absent grief. Click the link. Follow me. Let's meet.